Hello, Team Oracle. It is Becca heading up the call tonight, and Lisa's actually in a tag team with me on this lovely evening. It's June 15th. We're approaching the nice dog days of summer. Woohoo! We're going to do like a part 2 tonight, Lisa and I, and discuss round 2 of overcoming objections. And based on some feedback that we gave each other off screen last week, I threw together a little PowerPoint, which I will upload to the team page, but I will share it tonight in the team call, just on how to deal with the world of no. I'll tell you ahead of time that most of the content is from a document that you can find in the back office all on your own about overcoming objections. So you can download that. I actually keep it in my Beachbody binder of material for quick reference if I just need to refer back to something. But we were going to, Lisa and we were talking prior to the call over the last couple days about redoing overcoming objections conversation, or at least that part of forming where you're still acquiring information and the focus is on acquiring information to find out how to best support the person and not necessarily pushing the sale. Hopefully you'll get there eventually, but how to get to better know the person and what really works for them. So Lisa and I were going to try and tag team on this for a minute or two, and then we can jump right into the PowerPoint presentation. So Lisa, if you will unmute, oh, there she is, unmuting herself. Share away. So, hey Lisa.
Hi Becca.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, doing pretty well. I'm here for you. So what's going on with you right now?
Okay, so I just had a baby. I feel kind of lost. I have always been a gym girl. I actually don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do. Well, first of all, congratulations on the baby.
Thank you.
You say you're feeling lost. You have, though, some gym experience. Tell me a little bit about that. What have you done at the gym? How long have you gone? Tell me about that.
So I used to be 290 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And I started at 26, and I started going to the gym, and I then became very addicted to the gym, where I'm used to going to the gym and doing workouts 3 hours a day.
And what was that when you say that you became addicted to going to the gym? Describe like that addiction. What was that feeling for you when you were at the gym?
Euphoria.
Like,
yeah.
Because I know I definitely connect with you on that. When I had first started going to the gym myself, I definitely got really excited leading up to going. And then once I was there, I would be there same as you for 2 to 3 hours. And I'd get this real rush of satisfaction. I sense that you got that same, like, this is amazing. I'm doing something amazing for myself. And did it boost your confidence?
Well, it did, because I kept getting stronger and better and stronger and better.
Mm-hmm.
I would see more muscle tone. I would see more weight coming off.
Awesome.
So all I really know is to work out like 2-3 hours a day.
Okay.
With having the baby, I just got released to work out again.
Okay.
But I actually tried going to the gym after work, but I wasn't with Ethan all day long. And when I got home, he was sleeping and I started crying.
So you found so I'm hearing that you definitely like wanted to get back to that gym life, but now having your new, I'm sure, gorgeous son in the picture, you're feeling a little torn because maybe you're missing out on some time with him as you're taking time for you?
Yes, I feel an extreme amount of guilt.
Gotcha. And in terms of you've gotten cleared to go back, how many weeks post delivery are you? Are you like newly 6 to 8 weeks or like a couple months beyond?
I'm about 12 weeks post baby.
Okay. And no restrictions at all from your doctor?
No.
Means. Do you have any other, did you have any prior issues? Anything, muscles, joints, surgeries, knee problems, like any of that stuff?
No.
Okay. Just curious. I asked just because I myself am pregnant and I'm discovering like new aches and pains and some restrictions I didn't know I had. But let's just focus on you for a minute in terms of goals. So I heard that you put on some baby weight and now that's something that you want to take off.
Yeah, when I was pregnant, I was 159. And after pregnancy, no, when I went in with Ethan was 189. So I gained 30 pounds during my pregnancy.
Okay. And did you have a goal in mind for where you would like to be comfortably?
I'd like to get back to 159, but ultimately I'd like to get back to 145 because that's where I felt comfortable and my clothes fit well and I felt happy and I felt comfortable there.
Awesome. Alrighty. I think that's a pretty reasonable goal. And one particularly if you've had experience going to the gym, that's something we can work with, the knowledge that you've already laid down. How's your nutrition these days? How are you feeling about food?
I'm doing good. I'm getting back to my normal routine where I have yogurt in the morning.
Okay.
For snack, I have an apple. For lunch, I try to have a salad. And then I have a protein, like it's called Epic Protein Shake in the afternoon. Okay. And then I usually do veggies, carb, and a protein at dinner. So I'm trying to get back to my old way of living.
Okay. I'm going to pause our conversation for right now. Lisa, that was awesome. I could actually keep going with that.
Well, but this is what I'm telling you is actually what I was going through when I originally, before I started Beachbody and made the decision. This was my conversation with Tim.
All right. So give me some feedback. How did you feel about having the conversation with a coach without having anything thrown at you yet?
You know what? I felt comfortable enough because I remember where I was at the time. And in my situation, I contacted Tim for help. So I think that when a person is already in the mindset of wanting to get help, it's a bit easier extracting information from them because they want to tell you something because they want the help and they want to see what you can provide to them. So if you're going to provide me something, I want to tell you everything about me. So in hopes that you could give me that ray of hope, that will get me started.
Gotcha. All right. So bearing that in mind, and for the rest of you who are watching this call, I'm going to shift gears and do a screen share because Lisa and I, like Lisa just pointed out, she was someone who had approached a coach herself. And there are often times when we, the coaches, are approaching totally new people, whether it's on Facebook or whatever other social media or at work, like wherever. So I threw together something that I hope is going to just resonate with everybody. And let me do a little screen share.
Yeah, it's on.
And don't think I've ever done a presentation short of college. So here's my little spiel that I threw together. So overcoming objections. So how to deal with the world of no. And this, again, is mostly for those people that you are reaching out to them. You have seen something that you want to connect with them about through social media or at work or however it is that you are going to communicate with them. So we can really struggle as coaches to get other accepting of the idea that they can change their lifestyle, they can incorporate healthy nutrition choices, physical activity, a growth mindset into their daily lives. So we have to advocate not only for what we do as coaches, but for the benefits of that healthy lifestyle. So bearing that in mind, common things you'll hear. It's too expensive. I have no time. I'm busy with work. I'm busy with kids. My family won't like that change. I'm a lost cause. You work for a sketchy company. We're going to hear all kinds of things. So when you first reach out to them, hopefully you've figured out by now that you're not going straight in for, I work for Beachbody and I sell these amazing shakes and workout programs and I know that it's going to work for you. Hopefully you've taken some time to form, as Lisa and I were demonstrating earlier. All I kept doing was further making a connection and affirming where she was, finding out where she was comfortable at some point in time, if possible, and where she needs to go in her journey to get her the success that she wants. So when it shifts to the actual Beachbody part, you still want to be able to make that connection with them if they are doubtful or if you hear any of these kinds of no objections. So what those objections really mean is that I'm afraid of something. I'm afraid of the unknown. I'm afraid of failing at something. Like fear in general is one of those main reasons you're going to hear excuses. It's too hard. Many things have to change in order for a new life that they cannot fathom will actually materialize. And it's going to take a lot of work, and they don't know how much work it's actually going to take. And the other excuse is just not right now. There's some kind of transition in their life that's going on. They have lots going on, and just no, I can't fit it in right now. And for us as coaches, we need to not be offended by that. I think that the fear one is what comes across the most, and it gets voiced in a lot of different ways. People are going to have to shift no matter what, whether it's changing eating or changing their fitness routines or starting something. They're going to have to change whatever routine they've been in and incorporate something new. And that's frustrating. It's uncomfortable. People don't like it and may not be as open to it as us. And we needed to remember that and be able to give them a little bit of push, but support them along the way. So when you hear an objection, if it's about a program, like, so what is this Beachbody thing you're doing? You can say something like, what do you want to know? Rather than going into the entire catalog of what it is we offer in terms of programs, you can do, I think, what I had done with Lisa, which was ask. She had had some experience going to the gym, so I wanted to know what was her comfort zone. Some people like cardio. I personally despise cardio, but I'm finding that there are ways that I can incorporate it into my fitness routine that work for me. There's people that like the weights. There's people that like yoga or spinning class or just walking. You never know until you ask. So ask the questions back to their question, acquire more information, and then check for your understanding that you have actually heard what it is they're talking about. You need to make sure you are both on the same page so that then you can continue the conversation to get hopefully to one of our programs that might work for them. Another thing you might hear about a program, every time I've done that sort of thing, it didn't work. People often make excuses about how programs don't work for them. And while that might be true, it's also likely that the person may not have worked the program. So again, you're not here to push the Beachbody product, but gather more information. So for example, and this was in the script I downloaded, I would never want that to happen to me. I know I don't want that to happen. So what hasn't worked? Why don't you think it worked? And really try to get into why the program didn't work for them. And you'll probably pull out something about how they didn't complete it, most likely, or it wasn't at the level where they were. If you're like a total newbie, you've never done anything before, which for me, that was 9 years ago, I think. I went on Craigslist, and for $60, I got Insanity. I had never like worked out at all. And for me, with where I was, Insanity was not the way to start. It put a sour taste in my mouth. I had no support. I had no idea about Beachbody coaching, and I don't even know if the coaching opportunity was around back then. But it didn't meet me at my level. And that's something that you are going to provide, again, through forming and asking these kinds of questions. I just don't think I can do the workout. I'm too overweight and out of shape and whatever other excuses there are. So many people feel that they're lost cause. They can't be helped. Things are hopeless. I'm not worthy. Insert your self-deprecating thing here. So as this particular example shows, you be neutral instead of agreeing or disagreeing with them. You want to focus on being empathic and expressing your desire to help them get where they want to go, and that you've had some kind of experience. It may not be the exact same experience as theirs, but you have had some kind of experience. You are also willing to reach out to someone who may have had a similar experience. I know for me, I've reached out to Sam. I've reached out to Lisa. For those people that I have met whose stories might be different from mine and my journey, but they share something in common with people like Sam or Lisa, I can put you in touch with someone who's been through something similar to you, and they can help. So saying something like, I'm confident that your weight will not be a challenge, and I can show you programs that work at different fitness levels. What kind of program would you feel comfortable with? Again, making sure that you have a statement of affirmation and positivity, and you wrap it up with another question so that you can acquire more information. If you're hearing some kind of objection about a product, it's one of my favorite pictures. Every time I've tried one of those meal replacement shakes, they taste awful. And I know there are a bunch that I've tried, whether I've gotten them at Marshall's or GNC, just throwing in my personal, just bleh. People are going to say that if you start talking to them, or if you've happened to mention Shakeology, if you've gotten to that point in the conversation. You have to also bear in mind that many of these people may not eat real food on a regular basis. And Derek and I know from our own experience with food and our own experience educating ourselves about food that your taste buds work very differently when you are eating real food versus processed food and food that has been fried and overcooked and all those other things that happen. And that Shakeology at first, because I know it happened for me, and I think, Derek, it happened with you, when you try Shakeology at first, it has a particular taste that may not be appealing on those first few gulps. So you know also, as the coach, that there are now all of these diverse flavors. You're not limited to only offering strawberry, vanilla, or chocolate. We've got all these new flavors, and you have access to all of these amazing recipes on the Beachbody blog or through our team site, in the back office, or word of mouth through other coaches. So you can go the route of not agreeing, not disagreeing, but I'm confident that we can find a recipe that you would like. So there are many options to choose from. What flavor has the most appeal for you? Time commitment. That's another big thing. And that's something I know I'm working on with a particular challenger right now in one of my challenge groups. I'm so busy, I don't have time for myself. And I really love this particular image on the left because there are a lot of people out there that don't realize that's how they are running through their lives. They're on these bicycles with the wrong shaped wheels that are not going to get them where they want to go. but they can't be bothered to listen to anybody else trying to help them. It can be an extra challenge. Time is huge. And one of the things that you really have to focus on when you're forming with someone or you're getting to this part of the conversation is, how can you find out exactly what their day looks like? Similar to finding out what foods they're eating. If you ask them to keep a food journal, you can ask them to literally, for a day, write down how your day is spent. When do you get up? What do you do when you get up? Minute by minute. So you can find out where the time is being spent, and then you can help them restructure their day to incorporate in some better habits. If they need support with nutrition, if they need to start a workout program, or just go for a walk around the block. How can we carve out anywhere from 15 minutes up to, for some people, 2 hours? Where can we find that time in one day, over the course of the week? How can we do that? What makes your life so hectic? Let's see if we can dumb it down. And it may not even be that you offer them necessarily a program or a product. You're offering them a chance to change their routine into a better routine that will better serve them. Just another aspect of who you are as a coach. And it's a way for you to earn their trust so that down the line, once they figured out how to manage their time, they can incorporate something new in, and then they may be buying a product. Then they might be getting a 3-day refresh or a Kickstart challenge pack once they've figured out, oh, hey, I can do this. So time commitment is going to be a big thing. Money is your other one. So money commitment, I just can't afford this. Whether it's the Shakeology for the first time, if you haven't signed them on as a coach, or one of the challenge packs, money is a huge thing for a lot of people. So we all know what an investment good health is. Others may not, and expenses are hard on a lot of people. Excuse me. And it's important for them, as well as you, to learn the value of the different products that we carry. So don't be all salesy, and we've all heard this in all of our trainings, but put their mind at ease and ask what their expectations are for the right product. What's worth it to them? And there's a whole host of visuals out there that can compare your morning Starbucks coffee, iced coffee, to a cafe latte Shakeology shake. Like, those are out there, those are helpful, and you can go that route at some point. But again, you want to stick to something like this script. The only way you could feel comfortable investing in this is if you feel absolutely confident that you would get greater value out than what you put in. So I understand that. And again, having that affirmation with the person you're talking to. So what would you need to see or experience from Beachbody so that you know the value that was there? So it doesn't sound salesy. You're not pushing anything in particular, but what's going to make it work for you? The other thing with I just can't afford it is that if you're talking specifically about Shakeology, you can definitely point out this particular fact, that even after 30 days, if they finish the whole bag, they really don't like it and it hasn't done anything for them, there's a no questions asked 30-day money back guarantee. And that's something that you can present in the question form. Does that money back guarantee change anything for you? We back our products. We're confident. Like, you can go that whole route as well. Pardon me, my throat is getting dry. So I think the last big thing is feeling alone. And there are people that think, I can't do this on my own. They need extra support. Yes, you're there as a coach, but you may not see them every day physically. You may be miles and miles away. How am I going to make these changes when no one is right there holding me accountable? And this is where you can point out, you don't have to go through this alone. I'm going to offer to coach you through a challenge group. I've done it myself individually for certain people, but then I've also done it for a whole group of people. And that's your challenge group. Those people together are going to insulate the whole experience so that you can support and nurture one another. You can share the successes, the failures, the frustrations, the I'm sore, the I don't know what to eat for meal prep. Not to worry, you're not alone. We offer these groups, and you can even point out, if you don't want to go through it alone, is there someone that you trust that you would like to incorporate into a group yourself? Friends or family members, is there anybody that would do this journey with you? Again, asking a question, get more information to make them feel more comfortable. So ultimately, it comes down to just the do's and don'ts. What you should do, respond with questions so that you can clarify. That's your quote unquote check for understanding. You want to be caring. You want to be sincere because you really do want to help them make some changes in your life. You did, so you want to help others do that too. Acknowledge that you make mistakes. It's going to happen. You're going to get prices wrong. There'll be little bits of information you get wrong. I've contacted people at midnight saying, hey, that recipe I gave you this morning or that price that I told you about yesterday afternoon, those were wrong. My bad. Here's the actuality. You want to be as open and upfront as possible. And like I said, if you don't have the information, you seek out someone else that might. And that could be within your team or that could be within the larger Beachbody Coach Network. What you don't want to do is just respond and start talking about yourself and your experiences and not really affirm where they are or check to make sure that you understand what they've said to you. You don't want to push for a sale. It's just, no. You don't want to push and push and push and push. You can push people away, and then those people are going to go tell other people about how you were being pushy. And that can just totally impact your ability to try and coach other people in a positive way. Don't brush off their concerns. People have all kinds of concerns, and it goes down to, there was one girl who said that she couldn't do a program because she didn't look good in the workout clothes. People have this concern. It's legit. So don't brush it off. Think about it in your brain, but then ask a question, clarify, check for understanding. And you don't want to be negative at all. You want to always speak positively. Even if you have your own negative moments, you want to keep them to yourself for the most part. And you want to move forward, always moving them forward so that you can promote that growth mindset. Where's my last one? So people don't care how much you know until they know that you care. And that's what this is really all about, is showing how much you care about other people and how much you want to help them. You really do. That's why you're in coaching. You may be here to make some money, but you genuinely want to make a connection with others and lead them on a better path of making better habits and routines, eating more nutritious food, and being more physically active. If we can all make that time investment, financial investment, if we could just all put our time into that, we would all be much better off. So you want to give a damn. You really do. And in the process of giving a damn, you're going to earn people's trust, and you're going to get them on the path that they want to be on and the one that you will also be successful at. And it feels a whole lot better that way. So that's my spiel. That's what I threw together for you guys. So we still have a couple minutes left, but Lisa, Derek, do you guys have anything to chime in on and piggyback on, or do you have questions, feedback? I open the floor. So unmute yourselves.
Well, I have a screaming kid in the background, so I'm trying to do it at an appropriate time. But I just wanted to say great job on that, Beck.
Thank you.
Really, I think what it comes down to for me is I want somebody to feel the way that I feel. I was in prison, even though I had lost a lot of weight. My prison was that 3 hours I felt I had to spend between cardio and weightlifting. So whether it's 3 hours or 2 hours, I'm literally spending 40 minutes doing a workout. I never thought that that was even feasible for me. Like, I
Yeah.
didn't even think I would be able to see results. But it took me to try something new and be open to do that. And I do think one of the hardest things for people is changing what they do know and implement something that they're not sure of is going to work. And I know that that was my problem. But what latches me onto this whole thing is I want somebody to feel like me.
Yeah.
So for me, doing 30 or 40 minutes is nothing, but somebody, it's everything. It's
Yeah.
a lot. They can't fit it in. So you have all sorts of different people looking at the program for different things, and it's finding their level.
Yep.
It's finding why they want to do it. And then the other thing too is how assessing someone is also telling you how you're going to help coach them.
Right.
Right? So
Like,
you may have a pregnant woman here, you may have a muscle guy here, and you may have a runner here, and you may have a mom of two who hasn't worked out in 10 years.
yep.
So by asking all of these questions, not only do you get to know who they are, it's helping you assess how and what direction you're going to coach them in.
Exactly.
What programs might be beneficial? Because the mom of two may not be able to do Body Beast at first, but that muscle guy may be able to do Body Beast or 22-minute hardcore. So you're placing them and giving them ideas of different programs we have.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, no, that's I think that's a really great way to phrase it, actually. And having access to a particular page where you can compare the different programs, whether you do it with the person that you're talking to when you've gotten to that point in the conversation. But again, like you had pointed out, this comes through a lot of talking, a lot of conversation, and with the focus being on them. Yes, acknowledging that, hey, I had a similar experience, or hey, that resonates with me, but going back to them, because this is all about their experience. And I was that person also, being at the gym 7 days a week, 2 hours a day. I didn't even think, when eventually I transitioned over and tried Shakeology and got the 21-day fix program, there's no way I'm going to see results in 30 days. Like, hell yeah, I was skeptical. But I had a coach who, at the time, granted, it was my cousin, so family, it's helpful. Those are your immediate circle of trust that you can go to. She had gotten coached by her coach and gave me access to different materials. And it was all not being thrown at me. And I wasn't getting 8 documents in an email however many times a day. I wasn't getting bombarded with text messages every several hours. It was, I'm laying this opportunity out before you. Here's what I think it can do for you based on where you are and your experience. This is something that might work for you, incorporating in that gym lifestyle that you are used to with a little more cardio, because I hate cardio. And hey, here's this meal replacement shake. You said you tried some in the past. You didn't have such great success with them. They didn't taste well. They upset your stomach, like whatever. I'm going to send you some free samples, but they come together for this price, which is less than your gym membership over however many months it was. Like, opportunity. You take it or don't take it, but not like, here, take this. This is really important. This is going to get you where you need to be. Like, I think you're only going to run across that kind of person once in a blue moon. And I know for what the universe has decided to throw at me right now in terms of coaching, I have a couple of very emotional people that need a very different kind of support right now, that you just have to step back, and we have to do even more of that empathic conversation so that we can find something that will eventually, when they can move from here to here, it will work for them. So, oh wow, look at that. We've managed to do this whole 30 minutes. Derek or Lisa, anything last minute before we wrap things up?
I want to say I think you presented the information incredibly professionally, incredibly well thought out. Kudos to you. I enjoyed your conversation with Lisa. I felt like it was a little scripted, but after hearing from you two, it wasn't scripted, but it definitely felt staged on a certain level. Even if it wasn't scripted. I also think that one of the most important things that I've learned so far when having conversations with people is a lot of the things that you've suggested, a lot of the things that you've put in here. In particular, really connecting with somebody by asking questions that all pertain to them, right? It's not about us. It's not about the sale. It's about getting to know them. Like, I loved your last slide. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I loved that slide. That's beautiful. I mean, and that's why we do this, right? So just